What Superman and Lois do so well is make Superman relatable through family. It doesn't matter if he is superhuman, he still has issues with his wife. It doesn't matter that he is invulnerable to most things, he still has to discipline his sons. It doesn't matter that he can bench press the moon, even though he probably shouldn't, he still has a half-brother that he butts heads with. What can we learn from Superman and Lois, and how can we apply those lessons to our lives? Welcome to Inner Warrior, where I help pop culture fans with tips and tools to unleash their inner warrior and achieve their goals. In Superman and Lois, Superman is a father, husband, son, son-in-law, brother, assistant coach, hero to humanity, and friend. He's juggling a variety of roles in his life, and we often have to do the same. This role juggling can cause negative effects on our mood and can cause that mood to spill over to our other roles, negatively affecting those roles and relationships as well. As explained in a study by the University at Albany and the University of Iowa published in the Journal of Applied Psychology, role juggling has immediate negative effects on our mood, but also suggests that employed mothers are resilient, at least in the short term, to these effects. Although we study working mothers only, it is possible that similar effects would be found for other individuals faced with managing heavy demands from multiple roles. The present results also suggest that both spillover and contrast effects contribute to psychological adjustment in working mothers. So, though we do get negative effects, they are often immediate negative effects, which means a cool down before switching to another role may prevent us from negatively affecting another role. If Superman is beaten by a villain and has to come home defeated, a quick breath before going in to deal with John and Jordan may be helpful. The study goes on to say that mood changes from role juggling seem to reset. The study states different processes may be operating on mood within a day than across days. It may be difficult to adjust emotional states within a day, but the end of the day or start of a new day may provide a psychological break that allows affect levels to change. So, taking a nap to reset your day could help you also reset your mood before juggling another role. There's also a difference between juggling roles one day after another consecutively and juggling roles one day but not the next. As the study explains, multiple role juggling was related to end-of-day satisfaction only when role juggling had not occurred on preceding days. Mothers also appeared to recover quickly from role juggling episodes. End-of-day satisfaction ratings reverted to typical levels on days following role juggling episodes. Perhaps the negative effects of role juggling are made salient by the absence of such conflicts on the preceding days. The contrast between days may adversely affect role cognitions, thus temporarily lowering satisfaction levels. So basically, if you weren't role juggling yesterday, but found you were now being a father, brother, and a coach, you may judge today against yesterday, making today feel even worse than it should since you didn't have to do any of that juggling yesterday. According to a study by the University of Ghana in the journal Nursing Open, found that long work hours and weekend schedules were associated with higher levels of work-to-family conflict, while the number of older dependents at home was positively related to family-to-work conflict. Family-to-work conflict was positively related to burnout, while work-to-family conflict was not significantly related to burnout. Basically, long hours and weekends would cause stress from their work role to affect their family role, because they would have less time to play the family role. And if they were caring for older parents or grandparents, then their family role stress would bring stress to their work role. What was interesting is that family role stress going over to their work role could cause burnout at work, but work stress going over to the family role doesn't cause family burnout. So, Lois dealing with family issues like Natalie, her daughter from another alternate Lois mother, could cause Lois to get burnt out at work, but Lois working on a story that has her stressed out at work won't affect her getting burnt out at home. In a career feature article in the journal Nature, 5 fathers in the science field in various universities explain how they managed a family versus career balance. These strategies included sharing childcare duties with their partner, being flexible at work to account for family life, putting up away messages at work when with the family, explaining and aligning priorities with the family to explain absences from occasional family events, organizing your day, and being more efficient with your work to have more time for family. We could see Superman and Lois often putting their family first, but also explaining their priorities with their family, so if Superman has to leave in the middle of the day to save someone, he can do so without his family punishing him for it. Superman has also put his family first, often allowing the DoD, Department of Defense, to try and find a villain on their own. What about leadership? Superman and Lois are great leaders of their family, and family can be a tough business. As stated in an article for the Harvard Business Review, according to the Family Business Institute, only 30% of family businesses last into the second generation, 12% remain viable into the third, and 3% operate into the fourth generation or beyond. Those that do continue often see their value decline significantly as a result of mismanaged succession. To maintain a legacy like a family business, or the House of L in the Legacy of Superman, requires certain thoughtful strategies. In that same Harvard Business Review article, they summarized the findings of a study that analyzed 50 leading family firms. The article states, the authors, all associates of the global executive search firm Egon Zehnder, partnered with Family Business Network International to analyze 50 leading family firms. Through interviews with both family and non-family executives, they discovered that the most successful of these companies do 4 things well. 1. They establish good governance practices that separate the family and the business and ensure oversight from a professional board. 2. They are careful not to lose what makes them special, a quality the authors call family gravity. 3. They assess future leaders on alignment with company values as well as on competencies. 4. They follow a disciplined selection process when considering candidates for the top post, and take care to provide meaningful support during the integration process. As you can see, Superman brought Jordan to Jor-El, who acts as Superman's governance, to give him advice. Superman always tries to instill his good qualities into his children. Superman always makes sure to align Jordan when he gets off the righteous path to the ideals he holds. And Superman hasn't trained Jordan yet, as he feels that he isn't yet ready to take on the responsibility. And, as stated in a study by the Keenan Flagler Business School published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, creating processes like regular family meetings to facilitate open communication among family members may enhance the chances of multi-generational survival for family firms through positive effects on shared vision and next-generation leadership. The message for the successful senior generation entrepreneur is that learning and practicing communication skills with family members may make it more likely that the business they have worked so hard to create will continue to prosper beyond their own tenure as leader. And, as we see in Superman and Lois, communication is what keeps their family together. Have you been watching Superman and Lois? What have you thought of it so far? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want to learn how powerful our minds are and how we can use them to achieve our goals, click here. Or click here if you want to see how we can use Peacemaker's Way to bring inner peace.